For the most realistic steering system available on the market, look no further than Sim Steering from Leo Bodnar. Designed and hand-built at the home of British Motorsport's Silverstone circuit, it's extensively used by professional driver training centres and race teams including Formula 1 since 2010. The high precision and completely linear response coupled with high strength provides the ultimate in realistic steering force feedback. Visit simsteering.com.
Take your hobby to the next level with a quality racing rig that works great with a PS3, Xbox 360, and a PC. The GT Omega Racing Simulator is compatible with a wide range of steering wheels including Logitech, Fanatec, Thrustmaster, and more. The GT Omega is available now worldwide by going to www.gtomegaracing.com.
Hello and welcome to ARL-TV. I'm Alex Simpson. I'm joined this week by Mark Noble. Hello Mark, how you doing?
Yeah, good mate. Good morning and evening viewers, wherever you are.
Yeah. Round 10 then of the V8 SuperCar series presented by ourselves, Apex Racing TV. Wow, that's a long time since I've called it that. But yeah, just back to the roots. Mark, just wanted to sort of jump on here. Missed last week, unfortunately. Phillip Island, you were around. So I wonder if you could just give us a just quick recap for the viewers of what happened on the race before we plough into Road America.
I actually raced, so it's a bit of a blur for me. Haven't raced the V8 for a while. Oh, hang on, you caught me out there. Hang on a sec.
Haha. Have to keep people on their toes.
Yeah, I know. Good on you. I think Tobias got up again last week, didn't he? I was pretty busy in my own battles, to be honest.
Yeah, another result for Dayco there then. It looks pretty much as though Tobias has locked the championship down now. We're into the drop rounds phase of the series as well, so as per usual, driver turnout probably just dropping down a fraction. Does happen towards the end of each season.
Yeah, it generally happens this time of year, even in the official series, so it's sort of something you've got to expect.
Yeah, we're about 10 minutes into qualifying at the moment. Just having a look at the weather out there as well. It's a bit cloudy, so track temperature in an ideal sort of range does seem to help the grip of the cars this season as well, so something the drivers will be quite thankful for. But the air temperature out there is very, very hot, so going to be a bit stuffy in those cockpits, I'm sure, today. Road America.
It's actually...
Sorry, Mark, carry on.
It's actually a pretty grippy track, to be honest. So, I did a bit of running during the week. I actually enjoy it, to be honest.
Yeah, there's something about the American tracks that seem to always have that tiny little bit more grip. I think of like Watkins Glen as well, always known as quite a super grippy track. And yeah, I think everybody goes and tests at those tracks. I can't remember, someone put something on the forums and said about the Japanese tracks always being super slippery. Slick? I'll get there. And you know, it's kind of true in a way. I'm sure it's just how the weather seems to fall for each of those circuits, or whether they're up in the mountains or whatnot. But yeah, these American tracks always seem to be quite forgiving when you want to get on the old power.
Yeah, I think the European and Japanese tracks, the ones we sort of race on, are purposely built for F1, so these cars don't have a lot of grip to start with, so yeah, they're a bit tricky.
Right, we're gonna bring Jake Burton up in a second. He's going to take us on board with a hot lap, so you just see him parked up. Let's just drag him up. Thanks Jake, thanks for doing this. Nice little hot lap. We're going to jump on board with you now, mate.
Cool.
If you
I'll
can
just
take us through a guided tour.
Right, just gonna hop on the track here.
Yeah, get it, get off that grass.
Oh, I can't be having that, but yeah, this is one of those challenging parts of the track up here, this loop. Can't get the car around here, but we'll try to.
Just for the viewers, Jake, before you get onto your hot lap, what sort of top speed you doing down that back straight?
I think we were topping off at about 270 k's. I think something around there, so, you know, 160 miles an hour or something. And as we come off this last turn, just get her in third and try and get a good exit. Up this long hill here and make sure you get the good straight line down into turn 1. See the cones on the left, which is going to be our braking marker, and put it down into third gear, the first corner. Make sure you apex nicely and easy on the throttle off the turn, not to spin the tyres. Come down here and start braking where the black line starts. Loose there, but she's alright. Down to second, up into third. Drive it off the turn until you get a good run up this straight here and down into one of the deepest braking zones on the track. Hard on the brakes. Down to second gear, about 100 k's, 60 k's. Good drive off the turn. Come up over this crest, the rear will get loose, put it in second. The apex a little bit there, but it's okay. Drive it off the turn. Try and apex well here so that you can get a good exit down this hill. Stuffed it up a little bit, but she's alright. And then brake heavy down here so that you can get a good run into the loop. Try and keep it narrow at first through here and then run it out a little wide so you can get a really good run up this little straight up to one of the fastest corners on the track. Corner here's quick shift down to fourth, 200 k's there. Another heavy braking zone down here, we're going to come all the way down to second gear. Fifth, fourth, third, second. Drive it off this turn. You've got to be careful in this final left-hander, so not to hit the curb too hard and you'll bounce the car off into the wall. Then you come up here, get ready to take a wide line into this final turn. Make sure you get a good run up the straight. Late apex. Straight up the straight, and that's an average one, but that's a lap of Road America.
Thanks Jake. Doing that, always difficult to commentate on it and drive at the same time. Good luck in the race today, we'll be watching.
Yeah, thanks guys. Good luck to everyone and hope you enjoy commentating on it.
Cheers buddy.
Thanks, Jack.
Jake Burton there. Takes us for a guided tour, Road America. I think we're in for a pretty interesting race. Obviously numbers just a little bit low compared to what we've had of previous races, but I think as we've seen in previous rounds and seasons, that doesn't mean that we're not going to have a great race out there today.
Yeah, we're looking at the qualifying time so far. It looks like there's going to be a few together. You know, you'll have 2 or 3 cars together all race by the look of it. So should be some really good racing.
Yeah, I know both Jake and Kurt were having a little bit of banter on the forum, saying they were going to go at it today and try and put on a little bit of a show. They're fairly evenly matched. So we saw Jake's lap there, 2:10. He knows he can improve that. He's got enough time for another run at it, so get himself out there, try and get a bit closer. Looks like Aaron and Mark could be extremely close as Mark just goes wide coming out of the carousel there. Will Dodd currently sat in 5th place, top 5 for one of your mates. Mark there, you must be happy with that.
Yeah, real happy actually. He's doing a good job. His times have come down from practice, so he's improving all the time. I think he's got a new set, so yeah, I think he might be just getting used to that.
Come back and have a look at the final qualifying standings in just a moment. Everything's still provisional, could all change. I'm just trying to remember back in my history of the V8 series. I believe this was the first ever round we ran. V8 Supercar, round 1, season 1, started off at Road America if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think you could be right, yeah.
Good to see the old favourites still being used. All the new tracks that we've had over those, was it 7, 8 seasons now, near enough?
Yeah, this is the end of the 7th season, yeah.
So, some new tracks come in again. Obviously Kota, I imagine, is going to join the series next season.
Yes, it will be there.
Now the question is, are you going to do the short circuit or the long one?
I think the boys are pushing for the one that the V8s actually use, which I think, by memory, was the West
Yeah.
West one, I think, yeah.
Yeah, makes some sense to be honest.
Yeah, we don't get a lot of tracks that the V8s actually run on, so we try and keep it as real as possible.
Yeah, what have you got now? Obviously you've got Bathurst, you've got Phillip Island, you've got Kota when it's coming. Do they do anything else? Do they travel any further out?
We got Oran Park on here, but they do Bahrain. I don't know if they still do Bahrain, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it'd be nice just to see if we can get a few more of the tracks over there. I'm sure the rest of the community would love to see a few more Australian tracks. What we need is to get them over there scanning on one particular week, do 2 or 3 circuits or something like that. It'd be awesome.
Yeah, it would be nice. Oh, I think most of the problem over here, there's a fair few street circuits, and in New Zealand as well, so
yeah.
I think they reckon it's a bit hard for them to do, but you don't know.
Well, we're just, guys are just finishing up their hot laps now, so we'll just give them a second, just to see if anyone's going to improve. Jake on his final lap. Hopefully he'll improve now that he's not chatting to us during that. Sure who that was in the background, I just missed that.
It was one of my blokes.
Yeah, so just looking at the grid as it stands now, we'll let you know if there's any changes, but looks like Kurt Stenberg is going to get pole position. Jake not quite finished his lap yet, we'll wait and see, you never know. 2 minutes 9.8. Jake does improve, but only to a 2:10.3, so half a second between the top 2. We know that means nothing, and the race can seriously spice things up as well. But Aaron Hamilton and Mark Warmington look like going to have a great battle, 3rd and 4th. Will Dodd does keep his 5th. He's still out there though, so he might have a chance just to improve. Let's just stick with Will in the background just to see if he does. You've got Isaac in 6th, Brenton in 7th, Jamie Peters in 8th, Jamie Eaton in 9th, Andre in 10th, Neil's in 11th, and Weehan Chan in 12th. Just while the guys are finishing up. Sorry, go on, Mark.
No, I was just going to say that, yeah, Mr. Prescott, easy slack, he should be out there, you know.
I was saying to him he's got a chance of a top 10 championship position, and he's only done a few rounds, but no. I don't know. Like you say, mate, slacking. Just while everybody's finishing up and taking to the grid, just take this opportunity to thank the sponsors of our broadcast, gtomegaracing.com. If you're after a rig, steering wheel stand, triple screen brackets, anything like that, do go check them out. gtomegaracing.com. They do ship worldwide, but do check the shipping depending on where you are. It can be a little bit pricey to far out places. Also, if you're interested in some electronics, small sort of pedal mods and bits and bobs like that, leobodner.com. Don't forget to check out their sim steering system as well. If you want a high-end system that the professionals use, that's the one to go, simsteering.com for that. And Sim Garage as well for button boxes, things like that. Get a text message in the background as well. For button boxes, speak to our own Kevin Parrish, simgarage.com. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and on Facebook at Apex Racing TV on Twitter and ARL-TV on Facebook. If you're watching this, you're watching it on YouTube, so you know that one already. Alright, Mark, who's your pick for today's race then?
Actually, I wouldn't mind seeing Kurt get a win. Actually, he's been consistent all season, so I reckon Kurt might win this.
Yeah, you're right. I think he's got a good opportunity. Definitely want to see him and Jake go at it. Teammates without any team orders in there.
Oh, they've
40 laps race today. Guys are just waiting for the final cars to take to the grid. Here they come. Lights are coming on. Road America, round 10, ARL-TV V8 Supercar Series is green, green, green. Looks like everybody got a good start. Jake got the run on Kurt there. Kurt seemed to get bogged down in the second phase of that start, but not too many cars out there to force 3 wide into turn 1. Everybody's giving each other a little bit of space. The front 2 single file. Oh, we got an off. Is that Will in the background there, Mark? That's not, it's Jamie, isn't it? Not sure what happened to Jamie there, he just seemed to spear left.
it was Jamie, mate. I'll have a look while you keep going.
Oh, Mark Warmington as well, very out of shape coming out of turn 3. No, sorry, it's Aaron Hamilton. But manages to hold it together. And I see now that it was our own Andrew Woodhouse that was texting me. Wants to have a bit of interactivity going on the broadcast as he's watching it at work. Yeah, slacking. Get back to work. Sell some phones. Neil's moved himself up. Nice to see a couple of Redback racing cars out there as well.
Yeah, I just watched the replay. Jamie sort of tagged, I think it was, might have been Mark, I think, and just went off on his own.
That's unfortunate for Jamie. Oh, we've got massive crash coming through the kink as well. Everybody checking up. Gonna have to look, see what that was. I think that was Isaac involved with that. Let's have a quick instant replay of that.
I don't know who come flying through there, but oof.
Isaac just gets wide through the kink, and of course you're just like a pinball down there, and yeah, it looks like Mark Warmington collected him, so it's going to put pay to both of their races.
I have no idea how Andre got through there. He comes through there flat out.
If in doubt, flat out.
That was amazing.
Just jump back up to the leaders just to see what's going on. Little man, Will Dodd up to 3rd place. He'll be delighted with that. Aaron Hamilton 4th. But the battle's definitely on between Kurt and Jake. Kurt having a look down the main street. Looks like he's got the line. Does indeed. Jake lets him have it, but he'll have a good run coming out of this corner. He'll have a better, much better exit. Kurt doesn't feel the need to go too defensive. What's the draft like this week, Mark? I don't know if you've done any running, but obviously Road America, 3 massive long straights on this circuit. I think it's a fair old while to get the car wound up.
Yeah, if he can be right on their tail coming onto those 2 straights, yeah, you got a fair shot, especially down the back straight. I think it's Moran Sweep, whatever it's called there. If you can get a good drive out of there, you've got a good shot down that hard braking down the bottom of the hill.
It's something I noticed that you don't quite get as much draft as like they do in the GT3 series. You know, the Ruffs and the McLaren seem to get so much more draft than these V8s. Is that something you're hoping that's going to get worked on with perhaps the arrival of the Holden?
Yeah, I hope it does. With the car of the future, yeah. They seem to be getting a bit more on with the new cars. But
yeah, because all the talk in the paddock is that they're going to obviously match the physics to the Holden with the Ford. So, you know, it's that you're going to have a brand new car, but the Ford's basically going to have the same physics model. So, keeps it nice and even. But hopefully, yeah, there's a whole bunch of new settings that are going to come. We've seen in some of the videos, and let's hope it helps us get these cars set up just a little bit more to our liking.
oh yeah, well, for a start, it's independent rear suspension. So
Yeah, that and the other big one as well is, you know, fast and slow damping as well. It can make a huge difference to how we've been able to set the cars up. So not only can we set the car up for how they go in and out of corners, but also how it all takes the bumps. So we're very limited in what we have before.
yeah,
Dodd coming under a bit of pressure. Sorry there, Mark, just to interrupt. Aaron having a little look, a little bit of a blink as well, just to really put the bejesus in Will, turning into turn 3 there. Oh, Aaron under braking into the wall. Wheel goes deep as well, so they were both extremely late on the brakes. Somehow Aaron survives, whether he's got any damage on the right hand side of that Ford. Oh, he's around. He's kept it out of the wall, but he's definitely gone. And interestingly, actually, because Aaron blinked as he crossed the line, my timing sheet's not showing him as recording that last lap, so finds himself all the way down in 11th spot, which is not true. I don't know what the official points are saying. Oh, he's around again. Those left-handers are killing him. He's toast, I think. Yeah, indeed. He takes a fast toe back. Will Dodd set free. Still the front two pretty close together. Yeah, Brenton putting a little bit of pressure, or under a lot of pressure now. I think he just not sure. I thought he just got through, but I might also be watching things on the replay, which will really mess it up.
oh, I was going to say something, mate.
Yeah. And we're back live.
I can't. I told you before. I can't text on the TeamSpeak. Anyway, something's always got to happen, mate. You know that.
Indeed, yeah. Brenton's 7th place, so Neil's back up This was why Aaron was shown as 11th as well, because he'd already taken his fasto. Well, not his fasto, I think he's actually out, he's retired, hasn't he? Yeah, has pulled it up as well, so that's a shame.
Yeah, so is Jamie Peters, which is unusual for Jamie to do that.
Yeah, just down to 10 runners already, so got both Isaac and Mark that have had trips to the pit lane as well, so they're quite a long way behind the pack. Pretty lonely race for those guys.
I'll tell you who's impressed me again this season, it's his second season with us, is Nils Jordan. He's not fast, but he's very consistent.
Yeah, I think that shows as well, looking at the championship standings. I can bring them out without causing any hassles. Obviously, I mean, just to run through where we are as well, it's not something we normally cover too much on the broadcast, but Tobias is leading the way with drop rounds as well now. He's pretty much locked in as your champion, 6 wins, 9 starts, so 876 points. Kurt Stenberg in second place. Again, pretty much locked in for second, I would think, at this point. Mark Warmington, another Mr. Consistent out there. In third place, 651 points. I think if he just turns up for this race, I'm pretty sure he's now locked in top 3. No Jared this week, who probably could give Mark a bit of a run, so without him turning up, that's definitely released him. But Nils in 5th place in the championship. He very much could jump up and get possibly 4th today, I would think. Just depends what his worst round is. But with drop points, he could well find himself in 4th place, and I have to say that'd be a pretty decent result. Isaac as well, another driver, always turns up. He's in 6th position. Brenton in 7th. Now Ian McPherson, Aaron Hamilton had a chance to really jump up today as well, but that's gone. Jamie Peters too, sat on the very edge of the top 10. Will Dodd in 11th place. He's only done 6 rounds as well, so this one will definitely count huge today. 3rd place, and that's going to rifle him up through the standings. Could see him fighting for the top 5 come the end of the season. Yeah, packs just spread apart a bit now, unfortunately. It's mainly really the front guys that seem to be fairly close, but that gap's up to it's about 1.5 seconds, nearly 2 seconds. 2.4 as they cross the line, actually. Just while we're in a bit of a lull before the storm, obviously got pit stops to worry about in a bit. But Mark, what's the plans for next season? Are we thinking much of the same as far as the championship goes, or are we thinking anything different? Any new kind of rules or twists?
Oh, I think the rules are okay. It's just a matter of getting Mr. Prescott and Jonesy together and just seeing what we can come up with, I suppose. Haven't really talked about it yet. You know, we could go different style of races or something like that, I'm not sure, but yeah, we'll just have to have a yarn about it. Should be able to think of something to spice it up a bit.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, I think it's been a fairly successful season. Once again.
Well, we got to think of something special because it's like that'll be 2 years next season. So.
Yeah, let's hope with the arrival of the. Well, are we going to get the Falcon next season? Do we think, or is it going to be the season after? Is that going to be season 3?
Yeah, I don't know, mate. I'm not sure. Well, you won't be having Holden next season, so it's just going to be the board again next season, so
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Stenny just getting a little bit out of shape there. Manages to bring it back under control pretty quickly. He's pulling away quite comfortably from his teammate at this point. Yeah, Will Dodd's not dropping back too far. And actually, that lap by, he caught up 0.8 of a second on Jake as well. So, if anything's going to happen, it looks like Will's going to start closing back in on Jake. Yeah, Nursing 6 just pulling away from Brenton as well. That was our other battle we were keeping an eye on, but it looks like he might have a chance to catch up to Jamie Eaton as well. So just 3.2 seconds covers them at the moment.
Well, that'll spice it up with teammates racing.
Yeah, last time by almost a second faster as well, so he's coming at him pretty quickly. Just check in with some of the other guys. Mark Wilmington obviously used his fast tow. KRF sponsored car. Getting yourself out there, aren't you, Mark?
It was, well, they didn't. Mark's team didn't have any sponsorship, so had a yarn to him and threw him some. So yeah, no, it's good. Good bloke, Mark.
Well, just out of curiosity, as a sponsor, you know, have you actually had any kind of like business bounce off of it?
Ah, not my business, mate. Oh, good. No, it's all for the fun, mate. It's all to try and keep blokes running, and so that as long as they enjoy it, that's why I do it.
Good. Yeah, because you start to see a few more sort of non-sim related sponsors entering the series as well. So, you know, I guess a lot of them are sort of family-owned businesses and things like that get involved with it. But yeah, I just wondered if if there was if you actually might have got a little something off of it as well, which would have been absolutely great news. Got to get yourself on the broadcast. That's what it is. See those KRF cars up in the Monday night races, I think.
Yeah, I reckon we got another season. I reckon we might get a couple up there in the GT3 and the V8. I'm hoping anyway. Well, Jonesy he's only missed out on the top split in the GT3s on the Thursdays. A couple of weeks in a row, he's only just missed out with his I rating, so he's gradually getting that up, so he'll get up there shortly.
Yeah, for anybody who might be watching, you know, just tuned in for the first time, thinking it's a little quiet out there. Obviously, it is today, I have to say, but we normally have sort of 20-30 car grids, and then on the Monday night races, which is the big race for the V8 Supercar, I mean, you have 5 splits, so you know, a couple hundred cars registering for a race and split up by your I rating class. So the more races you win or lose determines your I rating, but yeah, the top guys get all put into a race together, so always quite exciting to watch. Always broadcast on V8's Online, I believe.
Yeah, V8 Online, yep.
Sure they won't mind giving them a little plug, and I guess they also doing the GT3 by the sound of it as well now.
Yeah, they've been doing the Thursday night strength of field races too, so yeah, a good bunch of blokes over there actually.
Just having a quick look at Will just as he comes across the line, see if he's managed to close the gap. He did another, well, not a lot, I have to say. Less than 100th of a second that time by, but it is still coming down a gap. Starting to put the pressure a little bit on Jake, and this is let Kurt scamper away even faster. Perhaps the long run tyres just not staying in the kind of shape that Jake wants them.
They should be getting pretty close to pit stops, to be honest.
So what are we thinking? 2-stopper today then? 40 laps?
Nah, it'd be 3, yeah, 3-stopper.
3. Are we fuel restricted today as well? Sorry, I didn't look at the rules or anything like that.
Yeah, 60%, I believe.
Oof. Oh well, that'll be interesting then. Definitely a lot to mix it up. See if anybody's trying to fuel save out there. See if they can make it too. The master of that, I have to say, he's not here today, Tobias. He might try and eke it out. See anyone make it to that 13-14, we know that they've got a good shout at giving it a bash.
Oh yeah.
But we're considerably closer now as well. We can see both cars in the same shot. It's going to be just a matter of time, I think, before these guys are going at it. Andre has indeed pitted, so he was the first of the guys to pit in, down into 8th place now after that stop. Such a long pit lane here as well. We must be talking sort of 40-50 seconds in the pits with these.
You just said Nils take Jamie down at where was that?
Looks like Canada corner, perhaps just missed it. Let's have
Yeah, Canada corner it was. Yeah.
Let's have a quick look at it back.
Oh, and they're both in the pits.
Yeah,
And Nils just got the jump on it.
Exactly that, nice clean move into Canada. So teammate giving him a fair amount of room.
Okay, Brian's doing another lap.
Yeah, both, well, Will's in as well, but both Kurt and Jake have gone that one extra longer. Just keep an eye on this. Oh, it looks like Jamie missed his box as well, so no chance of jumping back ahead. Just stay with it just for a second and see if there is any change. Status quo as they come out, so yeah, Nils does indeed pick up that spot. I think that's Mark Warmington. Is it coming back through? He's gonna. Oh, it's gonna be close.
Oh. And Mark had to really hit the anchor there.
Nils on the fresh tyres. Oh, I don't think that was Mark actually, was it? Seem to have lost him.
Oh.
Was that Andre? I think that was Andre, wasn't it? No, it's not. I totally lost who that was.
Oh, it's Isaac, sorry.
Ah, Isaac. Yeah, I think we lost Mark actually. He seems to have retired. Jumped in for a bit of an interview. Let's just bring him up. Hi Mark. Yeah, unlucky today, mate. It seemed like after that first lap it wasn't going to go your way. Just tell us about that crash from your point of view. Are you there, Mark?
Oh, something was wrong with my push to talk button. That kind of sums up the day. It was weird. I don't know. I can't blame anyone else. It's my own fault. Somehow, off the start, controlling some of the wheel spin, my finger must have slipped and hit the pit limiter. So I didn't notice it with the red lights flashing until everybody started to gain ground on me in the next phase of the start. And then, I don't know, I heard a little tap in the rear going into turn 1, but still managed to keep the car on the track. And then, God knows what happened coming around that turn off the carousel, is it? I just saw smoke, and I tried to go the right way to avoid the spinning car, and yeah, it was the wrong way. So after that, I just thought, you know what, I've not tried to save enough fuel to make it a 3-stop race, but I may as well try, because it might bring me back into contention. But that just threw off all my braking points and all sorts. So I just clipped the inside curb coming into the penultimate turn there, and it just put the car on 2 wheels, and yeah, that was it. I thought I'd better get off the track before I kill someone.
Well, unlucky today, but I mean, as far as the championship goes, I mean, still looking good for a 3rd place, I'd have to say. Just get some races in and get rid of any super bad drop rounds. I can't think that you've had too many bad ones. I mean, what are you looking at trying to improve on point wise?
Well, I haven't really focused on the points. That's probably what's helped me. So I'll just hopefully think that this race got that monkey off my back of consistently finishing in the top 5. So now I can reboot and just I can't even remember what the next track is, but I don't really like racing Phillip Island. So finishing 4th there was a huge bonus, and I kind of like racing at Road America less than Phillip Island because I'm always a second off my optimal. So hopefully that's it. That's everything out for this season. I can just concentrate on enjoying the next race.
Well, early shower for you tonight then, mate. Yeah, go enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thanks for popping in and having a quick chat with us, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, cheers lads, see you next week.
Mark Warmington there, Blue Flag Racing, sponsored by Kimmy's Real Fencing, no less. So we were talking to Mark. Your lad has got himself up into 2nd place.
Yeah, I was too busy not watching. I was watching Mills and Isaac. Yeah, you say it. Yeah, looking up there, I said, yeah, he is.
Yeah, coming that lap earlier, I got the jump, and looks like Jake had a pretty awful pit stop as well. Just looking at the times, 20.3 seconds in the pit stall compared to Will's 17.1. So the pit crew did the business there. So you obviously gave them their Weetabix this morning.
Yeah, that's a big jump, isn't it? That's like 6 seconds plus what he was behind. So that's a huge difference in the pits.
Yeah, just on board with Kurt here, just listening to how patient he's got to be around that carousel corner. The stark contrast at the moment. I'm practicing here as well, and it's just absolutely flat out through there for me. Downforce is just sucking the car down.
Yeah, you got it easy.
Yeah. Throttle control, what is this? I do not know. What are we moaning about, us FW31 drivers? Always bitching and moaning that a car's not great. We'll drive the V8 Supercar, then we'd know what a twitchy car's like.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, mate.
I know for a fact actually there's a few guys in that top series, the V8s, that can mix it in the FW31 as well. Just remember a few World Tour events, seeing a few of those big names coming up, and yeah, they were great. So perhaps some insider information as well, that looks like Jake is probably fuel saving where Will's not. So now gap to Kurt actually now 6.5 seconds. So yeah, it does look indeed like probably on different strategies now. I mean, Jake's massive amount of fuel saving going on there. I mean, that's 4 seconds that lap that he's lost, so can't see how at that rate it's going to be a viable option. I know it is sort of a 40-second stop, but only going to take 10 laps at that pace and you're going to have lost your entire advantage. It seems to be a bit of a dark art, the fuel saving, having to sort of lift, coast into the corner, brake a bit deeper so you carry the speed just as you would normally. Some drivers can do it really well and others sort of struggle out there a little bit.
I could never do it, mate.
No, I've tried doing it myself and fail miserably, but then when I'm trying to do it, I'm trying to do it in an FW31, and then when you let off the gas it's like hitting the brake pedal anyway with the aero drag. It's just like, oh, there's my speed.
I just sort of don't know how to lift the foot.
This is what you're doing wrong, Mark. You've got to lift the foot for your corners. Use the other one. Get off the loud pedal.
That's why I love the Porsche.
Yeah, that thing is absolutely glued to the road. I have to say, from my experience at Base Performance when I went and drove the Aston Martin GT car that they've got there, obviously Darren Turner, you know, Aston Martin driver in the FIA Endurance Series, owns that place, so he's got that car absolutely dialed in for him. I have to say the rough is the closest thing that we've had on iRacing to actually how that car handled that simulator. Still not entirely right, still some of the weight transfer under braking still off a little bit, but very, very close. I have to believe that that's probably as real as I'm going to get as far as the simulator base performance set up by a works driver.
Yeah, lucky buggers.
Has a good day. Certainly would like to go again, I have to say.
You could have threw me an air ticket to come over, mate.
That's what it is. Only took you 24 hours to get here. You'll have to go back in 6 hours after landing. Hate to think what the jet lag would be like. Just have a quick look at the standings as they are at the moment. Kurt Stenberg is your leader. 8.2 seconds, Will Dodd, and a bit of a slower lap that time by... Oh, Kurt, very, very close to...
Yeah, I was just looking at that.
Through the kink there. Whew. So, but yeah, Will Dodd 8.2 seconds. He lost two seconds that lap. So, I'm guessing Kurt's thought, well, can't save the fuel. Let's wind it back up again. So, Will Dodd, yeah, second place, 8.2 seconds behind, as we said. With Jake Burton 18 seconds off the lead now, so fallen right off. But was a little bit quicker than Will that time by. There's about 9 seconds between those guys at the moment. Andre sat in 4th place, we just saw. Again, a little bit in no man's land. He's sort of 15 seconds behind the car in front, 13 seconds from the car behind. So Niels Jordan perhaps hoping to try and close that gap. Looking at the lap time, he's going to need to pick it up just a bit. It seems to be pretty much everybody's doing their own thing out there and pulling away from everybody at the moment. The gaps are just getting bigger. Jamie Eaton, the closest battle we've got on track behind Niels. We saw them coming to the pits. Now, pretty much know that Niels has got their legs on him just a moment. Brendan O'Brien down in 7th place. Brendan nice and consistent. See where he finishes up today. I dare say we're going to have 1 or 2 more retirees. Wei-Han Chan, 8th place. Going to pick himself up a nice top 10. Driver who has improved quite dramatically when you think the first race he did about 4 laps down or something like that, struggling to keep the car on the track. Here he is, still on the lead lap. Car looks so much more underneath him now than it ever was. That's something we do see in this series as well, guys coming through quite quickly. And we've got Isaac in 9th place, obviously Isaac involved with the crash on lap 1 as well. So recovering, he's had 3 pit stops now apparently, so...
Yeah, you're talking about drivers coming through, yeah. The boys at Blue Flag have done a good job with Wehan. He's... Oh, as I say that. Well, the commentator's goes on him.
I'm not watching, it's all good. No one saw it.
No, he has, you're right there, he has improved a hell of a lot from the start. So he's going pretty well. And with this car, it does take a season or two to get up the like what you can actually do in the car. So yeah, he's done a really good job.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's not an easy car to drive and learn at all. I mean, I've jumped in it a few times myself and just been way off the pace. It's something that really is a huge challenge to learn how to drive. And when you do want to sort of think of tackling it and getting involved in some of the big series, you do have to give yourself a couple of seasons to get fully up to speed before you sort of judge it, I think.
Yeah, well, that was the main reason we sort of kicked off this series. Was the boys I had around me, when we first joined iRacing, we wanted to do a season in a league before we went into the official series. So that's the sort of thing you need to do. But there'll probably only be one more season with the car, so who knows? Everybody's going to be in the same boat when Holden comes out, don't they?
Yeah, exactly. Everything you've learnt before, you sort of got to disregard and start over again. Totally different car. Be interesting actually if it truly spices it back up, get some new faces in there again. We've seen what such a great job they've done with like the Rough and McLaren before that, and the participation in those series has just gone through the roof. Fortunately it has been at the expense of some of the others.
Yeah, we were doing the Grand Am before the GT3 come out, so, and that's one that's hit really. The GT3's hit the Grand Am. Oh, over here in Australia anyway.
Yeah, I think overall it has as well. I think the Riley suffered quite a bit in recent seasons. They definitely needed an update to that car. I think what we could do with is a new Daytona prototype. The guys are jumping up for that. Nice LMP1 car. Just thinking out loud now. A wish list to send into Mr. Gardner.
I've always loved the HPD.
Yeah, of course the HPD is going to hopefully get new time model version 5 this coming build as well, just 3 weeks away, and traction control as well, so that's going to spice that car up quite a bit. I dare say a lot of people will jump back into that as well and have a play with that. So high powered aero car, traction control should make it a little bit easier to drive. New time model 5 going to make it that much easier to drive as well. Plus all the damper enhancements that we're going to get as well. That could really feel like an amazing car.
Oh, you're making me sweat now. I'm really looking forward to that.
This little battle's sort of spicing up. It looks like Jamie's not giving up on trying to jump his teammate. They're both up to 4th and 5th as well. Andre's jumped into the pit for his second stop, so no fuel saving from Andre going on there, burning that up pretty heavily, so he's probably going to have to take that one extra stop.
Yeah, it's a pretty early stop, to be honest.
Yeah, at this rate he's going to need that one more, isn't he? I just can't think that he's going to be able to save it at this point.
No, I don't think he is.
Either that or he's counting on being lapped, and then he's got his extra lap, so be a bit more aggressive. Yeah, the new BMW coming out as well. That should be interesting. I think it would be quite a good build actually this season.
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to it. I actually went on to the old Race 07 and drove the Z4 on that to see what it actually drove like on that, and it's an amazing car to drive. I know it won't be the same as on here, but oh, it's just brilliant. I love it. You slide it around, it's absolutely so much fun.
Yeah, Wee Han Chan coming under a bit of pressure from Isaac here. Isaac finally caught back up after the lap 1 incident. Looking to get himself up into 8th spot. Ooh, Chan there just getting a little bit out of shape. Isaac getting a much better run. He's not going. He's going to have a look. I thought he was going to have a look into the last corner. Does a little bit. Gets some move done actually. Side by side, they're going to have a straight on drag down this back straight. It's all going to be about the last of the late breakers. He's going to do it. It's like Chan's going to try and hold it on around the outside. Good driving. Both of these guys. Oh, I couldn't quite keep it inside the grass there, just slowed him up a little bit. But yeah, Isaac up into 8th place.
Oh, it was good to see Wee Han not giving up there. That was really good.
Yeah, to having a quick look, it definitely looks like Kurt's no longer fuel saving for sure. That gap up to 13 seconds now. Been pumping in some really strong laps. And Jake, he's 26 seconds behind, so he's about 13 seconds behind Will Dodd. And Will's into the pits actually. Yeah, at this rate as well, Will's also going to struggle to make it without needing that extra stop, so he needs to eke a lap out somewhere. Get on the radio. Mark, tell him to fuel save that last one. Yeah, Brenton O'Brien. Brenton looks like he's good to keep it within that stop as well, so Brenton might actually jump the likes of Nils and Jamie at this rate too. Having a quick look at where Brenton is in the championship. Yeah, 7th place, and yeah, about 40 points behind Nils, who's in 5th. So yeah, good result for Brenton today. Could see him jump ahead of Isaac. Only 1 point separating those two drivers. Kurt continues on by, so Kurt's definitely good for just the 3 stops. So it looks like the guys had to do a bit of fuel saving, just one stint just to get that extra lap that they need. It should be good from here on out, I think. Don't know.
Yeah, it's going to be tight for some of them.
Yeah, if they have to do it each run, I think then Will's still got a chance of having a little battle with Jake. But if they've only got to do it once and then they've got enough fuel, it's going to be quite difficult for Will to get that second.
Yeah, it'll be actually harder for the boys that haven't got high speed, to be honest, because iRacing can tell you one thing and then you look at your high speed and you got an extra half a litre or something. An extra couple of litres.
Yeah, it's amazing how many people don't use that as well for their live telemetry, but yeah, great little program. So I certainly use it. I've got a web browser that I have it hooked to, but you can view the data on your mobile or on your tablet as well, so you can just have that set up as sort of another little dash mount facility and keep a close eye on your fuel.
Yeah, I just run a second screen, so I just have it on that.
Yeah, so the two Daco lads coming in now, I would think. Let's keep an eye on Jake, see God, now he is fuel saving massively. If he's not spluttering, to be honest. It's a very slow. He's going again, so there's no spluttering going on there.
Yeah, I'll just see what O'Brien does.
Well, I'm not sure what's gone on there, because it sounds like his engine's cut out. And he's just coasting. It literally sounds like he's cutting his engine. I mean, last time by a 143.
God.
Crazy slow.
Yeah, O'Brien's here.
And he's literally doing that, cutting his engine down the straight. Coasting it. He's basically hoping just to get that one extra spare lap, but I mean, you've got Will Dodd coming now already behind him, so that whole pit stop strategy is pretty much null and void. They're on a straight on fight now, I would think. And that's if Jake is even going to make it round. I'm curious, let's jump on board with him. Yeah, very strange to see this in the middle of a race. There's lift coasting and that is to the extreme. He'll be in this time surely. We know he can just absolutely sprint the last 2 stints now, though. He saved that extra lap.
Have you got it live again?
Probably not.
Because he has gone through again.
Oh, maybe it's you that's not live this time then, Mark, because he's in the pits now.
Oh, sorry, I'm on the wrong driver. I was on Kurt, sorry people.
Can't get the staff. Yeah, 10 seconds now. Will is behind Kurt, so those guys. Will's definitely a lot faster in the pit stop, so they're obviously brimming the car where perhaps Will's maybe not, I don't know. But yeah, certainly not going to get an opportunity to have a run at Kurt, I think now. Kurt's definitely good for one less pit stop and got a 10-second lead, so it's all going to be about him and Jake. I'm trying to remember what Will's highest finishes before this race. Pretty sure we've seen him on the podium before, have we not?
Will, oh jeez. Oh, I don't think we have this season.
Well, so we're looking at probably a career best in the making. He takes one back marker, getting Kurt's way. Could be a victory. Yeah, that pit stop has put Jake back in 4th place now, Andre up to 3rd. Just goes to show how much time he lost there. Yeah, Kurt, your leader, still out there, still looking strong. Couple of connection issues. Let's hope that sorts itself back out. So the Redback Racing teammates, not too far from each other, but we're on top of each other last time we checked in. Retirees so far, lap 23 of 40, just over halfway distance. Mark Warmington, Aaron Hamilton, Jamie Peters. Lost Mark. Really involved in the lap 1 crash, setting back miles. Tried to fuel save. Just got himself out of shape. Aaron Hamilton we saw trying to put a move on Will, got out of shape, hit the wall hard, down into turn 5, damaged the car. An absolute nightmare in the left-handers after that. Brought it in and retired it. And Jamie, of course, unfortunately we lost him well before we reached turn 1 really. Quite a long race today, Mark, as well. 40 laps. Long old lap time around here. It's another reason why we think perhaps the turnout a little bit lower for the endurance race.
I don't know, mate. But the actual drivers themselves picked this for an endurance race, so you know, what do you do?
Yeah. It's like everything, it all seems good in theory. Start of the season. Back to the sprint races, I reckon. Let's spice it up. They'll kill me for that.
No, I'd like to see him back next season, actually.
Looks like Kurt's about, sorry, not Jake is about to move himself back up to third position. Does indeed. The outside under braking. Past that beautifully skinned Valvoline car. Andre there. Give a quick shout out as well to anyone who might be going to the World Endurance race at Silverstone in a couple of weeks' time. Good bunch of the lads from Apex Racing UK are going. Get in touch with us on our Facebook page or something like that. We'll organise a bit of a meet-up. We're camping over the 3 days, so we're bringing a few barbecues down there.
God, that's going to be...
Yeah, it's going to be a good weekend, that is.
And just imagine what you blokes are going to get up to.
Yeah. Been out crazier than what you guys get up to. I heard what you Aussies were doing at the last race. Bathurst going out and burying your beer the weeks before so that you could get it in there. Crazy nutters.
Yes, they do that. Well, that's what I was, while it's a bit of a lull, I was going to ask you, how are you going in the World Championships?
Yeah, not too bad. Been sort of mixed first few races. I think we sat 15th or something like that now. Suzuka, we were particularly fast actually, messed qualifying up, and then got a little bit out of shape in the race going into turn 1, and got a little tag from behind, broke my rear wing, so we had a bit of a disaster race there, but yeah, it's not too bad. We've been qualifying quite well. Oh, I just think that was Rihan Chan just letting Kurt through, but getting out of shape just before we're doing it.
Yeah, Jake's just had a spin.
Oh yeah, Jake down to 5th place. Actually can't see him on track either as well, so looks like he's out. Let's just have a quick look, see if we can catch back, see what happened. We're only going to get the aftermath of it there. So that's down into turn 5, recovering back to the track. Ah, just too much power down. Into the wall. Calls it a day, obviously had enough. Yeah, so Will pretty much assured of that second spot now, as long as he can bring it back to bring it back home. 14 laps to go. Yeah, just to touch back on what you were asking, Mark. I think it's I think it's going to be a tough whole season. Just qualifying for the race is crazy close, less than a second covering the whole 35 car grid. So I think as the season progresses, I think next season could spice it up totally. Obviously, with obviously we get tweaks to the car mid-season as well now, so it's how you evolve. And some guys have struggled with this build, and they might bounce back next build. So hopefully it'll be a build that suits us again, and we can carry on pushing for those top 10 finishes.
Yeah, it's good to see.
Yeah, Brenton up to 5th place at the moment. Like I say, I'm pretty sure Brenton is going to jump both Jamie and Niels with the pit stop strategy that he has over them. It's going to be close. But yeah, Brenton could be looking at a podium finish here as well. Well, there's not too much going on at the track at the moment. I think the last stint, once everybody's done their pit stops, is going to spice it up to the running order at least anyway.
Yeah, I think Andre might be the big loser because he was fueling way too early.
Yeah, I mean, he's had his 3 stops already. So, but he's not too far behind the likes of sort of Brenton and Neil, so he is making up time with those early stops. So he's probably just planned it out to do sort of 4 stops evenly spaced, keep the tyres in really good order. Quick look, Will Dodd just out there doing his thing. 20 seconds behind the lead now. Kurt had a much faster stint this time as well, so a lot less fuel saving gone on.
To be honest, I thought they would have made it with the 3 stops quite easy actually.
It's always good when it works out close like that, where you need, you know, you're probably going to run out on the last lap or something like that, so just to spice it up a bit. Remember when we had a rough race, Silverstone, a tiny little national circuit, and that was a case of running out on probably the second from last lap and trying to save fuel, and then I've spiced the race up a bit. Looks like Will's starting to run it into the corners on the clutch as well. Just wants to eke that extra lap out.
Yeah, well, he's got a big enough gap, so.
Yeah, to be fair, he could probably pit and not worry about it now with the kind of gap he's got.
Yeah, he's definitely eased it up.
Yep, short shifting and everything there, coming out of the corners as well. So. Yeah, it's quite hard to save a sort of a lap's worth of fuel as well. Yeah, 0.2 here, 0.3 here, 3 there. Not too bad, but you're looking at kind of the quantities they need to save for a whole lap around here. It's the one thing about this circuit, quite long, massive straightaway section, so I spend a lot of time full throttle. Looks like Kurt's going to have no problem at 29. Will's having to short shift at this point. Oh, he's a little bit wide as we return back to him. Yeah, brings it into the pit. So he did manage to make it to 10 laps this time, but I think if he wants to avoid the extra stop, he's going to have to save a whole extra lap. So it's the typical thing that if you're going to fuel save, you've got to do it from lap 1. You think about doing it sort of halfway through, it becomes even more of a challenge. But yeah, got a massive gap now. So Jamie Eaton and Nils have both been in as well. Brenton still out there as well. Let's see if Brenton can make it to next lap, or if he's got to pit this time as well. This will give us a true indication as to whether or not he's looking good for the final podium position. Again, another driver you can hear is being very careful on the gas pedal.
He's already done one extra lap nearly every stop than the others too, so...
Yep, and he's going to make it again, so he's going to go on to lap 30. So he's definitely looking good for that.
That's where you're saying you got to do it from lap 1, but that's where Tobias and folks like Chris Lucky and that were so good at it. They'd done it from the start of the race.
Yeah, they knew what they had to do. If you can manage it from lap 1, you can restrict the amount of time that you lose as well, because you don't have to do it so intently. Just yeah, Brenton not going over the top with it as well. I think it just looks like he's just taking it easy out there, really, so he's not losing huge amounts of time. You see Andre in the background as well, so of course Andre was ahead of Nils and Jamie as well, but he's going to have an extra pit stop, so it's going to be quite close actually, I think, between him and Brenton. Lapping a fair bit quicker as well. Got 10 laps to go this time by. Looks like Kurt's gone through for another one, so that stint that he did there, like I say, gave him all the kind of space he needed just to be able to push in the final stint. Should expect we'll probably see him in this time, maybe next time by. I think next time, if you can make it to next time, then it'd be a pure run, just absolutely thrash it to the end.
Yeah, Brian's going again.
Yeah, so Brennan definitely good then for one more stint, and he won't even need to take it too easy on the final stint. 9 laps that he'll have left. Our leader comes in, 10 laps to go. So far ahead of Will at the moment. Will just coming around the carousel, so it's going to be well and truly gone by that time. Kurt's gone, left the pits, and into turn 3. We're just coming onto the straightaway section. Just jump back on with Brenton, see if he comes on this time. I'm expecting he will. Indeed. Yeah, so we'll keep an eye on with that battle. Who's going to come out in relative to like Jamie and Niels? Jamie has jumped back ahead of Niels as well, so I'm not sure what happened to Niels in the pits, but he's quite a bit behind his teammate now. Jamie up to 4th, does indeed get ahead of Brenton, but we know that those guys have got to pit again, probably in about 4 or 5 laps time. Just a little splash and dash. Would it be worth taking tyres at that point, Mark? Just a little splash of fuel, you're still going to need tyres?
Oh, I don't think so, mate. Depends when if they put any on the last stop. If they worked it out right, they shouldn't need them.
Yeah, so your running order as it stands at the moment then: Kurt Stenberg, Will Dodd, Andre, Jamie, Niels, Brenton, Isaac, Weehan Chan, just 8 surviving drivers. Very lonely track out there for some of these guys. It's all about a race of strategy though, so I think there's perhaps 2 or 3 drivers that are still competing against each other. Keep an eye on the lap times between Andre and Brenton, just to see what sort of time, if any, has been caught or gained. Or lost, even. I'll get there. Oh, Andre off. Wide. That's not going to help him. Looks like he just missed his braking point there into turn 1. Yeah, 8 laps to go here. Round 10, ARL-TV Supercar Series. Just waiting for the strategies to pan themselves out now. Everybody separated by quite a margin, but a couple of different strategies in play here. Let's spice up our podium quite a bit. Alex Simpson, Mark Noble.
Yeah, still here.
So it has been a long race as well. It must be quite a long race for the drivers out there on their own, just sort of circulating now.
Yeah, it's a bit tough when you're out on your own like that.
Concentration levels become the main factor, I think. Very easy just to let the mind wander, start thinking about what you're having for dinner, and all of a sudden you find yourself in the wall.
Yep.
Maybe that's just me.
No. I get that after about half hour racing. Just see what time this first flying lap of Brenton's is. He should be able to go flat out because he got plenty of fuel.
Yeah, Andre won 216 last time by.
Yeah, 2:14.3.
Yeah. It's only going to help him. Saw Andre go off wide, turn 1. I'm thinking Andre's going to be in perhaps the next lap as well, because he's in so much earlier than everybody else.
Yeah, Jamie and Nils come in early too at the first stint. Probably a lap or two earlier than what they really needed to.
Yeah, I thought they might have had the opportunity to jump Andre, but just so short as well. Yeah, it's kind of like Andre's really just gone for it. He's gone, right, well, I know I can't save the fuel, so I won't put all of what I need in. I'll do just the laps I need, keep the tyres good, and just go for it, you know, an even 4-stopper. Right, Jamie a little bit wide in the final turn. He's into the pits actually, so first to blink. Surprises me actually. Eli Andre's in as well. So yeah, we should see Brenton now. Oh, well, I'm guessing Nils is going to jump in. No, Nils goes by for one more lap. That's probably why there's quite a gap formed between those guys. But yeah, here comes Brenton. He's going to get himself back up. Here will be provisionally 4th place. Andre's going to be released any minute. He's gone. It's very close. Could be a straight out fight between those guys. Got to wait. That pit limiter release cone is going to seem like it's a mile away. See Brenton disappearing off in the distance.
And Isaac right behind him too.
Yeah, fresh rubber. He might give him the opportunity to get up to Brenton, but I think if Brenton hasn't got to save too much fuel, he should be good. Yeah, Isaac's had 5 stops as well, so you have to think Isaac's probably good to the end. This is what, I mean, actually looking in the background, you've got Kurt in the background as well that's about to put a lap on them, so you know for sure they're going to be good. So it's a straight on race from here. Yeah, when we were talking to Mark Warmington earlier, he said about trying to just save some fuel to perhaps one less stop. He was in front of Isaac, I believe, so it was possible. Let's just see if Niels jumps into the pits this time. 6 laps to go. Teammate was in last time, thinking he's going to be jumping in. I still got the fuel left in that tank. Goes on for another. It looks like we've got Jake Burton returned back to the track. Obviously went for a sandwich. Come back, finish P9. There he comes. Maybe he's going to mess with his teammate a little bit. Does indeed, comes out in front of Stenny there.
Isaac having a little bit of a look.
Yeah, I have to think at this point Isaac is going to be good for the rest of the run. Unless he's going to have a little splash right at the end, but... I'm sure he served his extra stop. Bit deep. Won't want to let Jake go, that's for sure. Just going to hold him up a bit. Now obviously Jake will drive away, but drifting around the final bit of the carousel as well. Leader been on his own for all this time. Suddenly he's just got a gaggle of cars in front of him. Doesn't know what to do. Interestingly, Neil's carried on by as well, so maybe he can make it. Maybe he's just going to have that tiny little splash. Brenton about 15 seconds behind. As we thought, Jake perhaps having a little bit of fun with his teammate out there. Just covering the inside off. Both drivers, well I say both drivers put a lap on, but Jake unlaps himself and leader goes through. Exactly what Isaac didn't want. Lost a lot of ground on Andre there. Just needs to try and stay as close to these two ahead as he can, and See if he can perhaps jump him as he goes through. Let's just have a look. Again, is Neil's going to continue. Looks like he's heading for the pit lane this time, so he's going to promote Brenton up to third. You can see Andre in the background coming, so definitely a fair bit quicker as well.
Yeah, it's really upset Isaac. No blokes coming through there actually.
Yeah, lost a fair bit of time there. Yeah, Neil's just leaving the pits now. Strategy not worked out at all there well for him. Fair way behind this group. Now if I'm Brenton, I'm thinking I want Kurt to get past Andre as fast as possible, so that this race is one lap shorter. Got 3 laps to go at this point. Well, obviously these guys have got 4 to go. As much as Andre's not going to want to do, he's going to have to concede to the leader here. So close to Brenton at this point as well. Brenton needs to time when he lets the leader go. He doesn't want to lose the position. Instead, he might be stoked with a 4th place nonetheless. Good result. Going to do his championship no harm. 2 laps to go. Still Kurt not past Andre. I think he'll go by this time. He does indeed. Brenton just moving to the middle of the track. Oh! Quite sure what Andre was doing there. He's going to lose Sonny, the leader that was trying for. Need to brake so late.
Yeah, braked himself there. He should have braked a lot earlier, just let lead us through.
Yeah, exactly. He'd have just fallen up behind and caught back up when Brenton let Kurt go through. It's always tough when you've got your own little battle going on and the leader's coming through. You want to try and close up. Brenton wants to let Kurt go by just on the straight, make it nice and easy, lose as minimal time as possible. Going into the corner. No, not this time, maybe on the main straight. Kurt being very patient out there and just biding his time.
Yeah, they just agreed on the main straight.
Andre getting very close though, so Brenton's going to have to be very careful with how he does this. He's going to have to sort of make Kurt go around the outside, I would think. works himself through. Andre having a little look as well, see if he can get the run. He's going to need to just cover it up. We're on to the final lap of the race.
Yep, last lap.
Jay Burton just going wide there. Stick with this battle, the leader's involved in it as well, if you would have it. So, it's definitely not what Andre wanted, was Brenton getting a bit of slipstream down this back straight. Both drivers, that's it, Andre's gone, both driving extremely late on the brakes. And Andre could lose a position here to Isaac. Isaac does indeed go through as well and up into 4th position. But yeah, Brenton extremely late on the brakes there, just making sure. Looked a little bit squirrely and I thought for a minute he might even tag Kurt, but gets it under control. Isaac takes advantage of that. Still going to be a little battle on our hands. Perhaps a couple of mistakes there from Andre in those last few laps, just in his eagerness to get a move on Brent and perhaps cost him the opportunity. Just jump on with the leader as he's rounding the final few corners. Totally dominant out there today. It looked like Jake was going to give him a little run early on, but once he got himself back past, just stretched his legs, saved the fuel where he needed to. Comes across, takes in a fantastic victory. Brenton's going to unlap himself as well. Not sure the other guys are. I think he's going to let them all do it, so they've all got one more lap to go. Apart from Andre. Andre didn't make it through. So the race is not over yet. I think Brenton has pretty much got it in the bag. Just got to circulate round. Only question is, has he gone a bit more aggressive on the fuel because he thought he was going to be that lap short? It looks like Isaac might not have got him for the line as well. Just crawling round. So yeah, Brenton going to be all good. Wheel Dodd be coming across the line anytime soon. Pick up what I believe will be a career highest position. P2. Save fuel where he needed to. Very long and patient game. I think had Jake not retired, he might have gone with the more aggressive 4-stop. In fact, he went for a 4-stop anyway.
I don't think Isaac realised he had to do another lap.
Yeah, he had the chance there to get Brenton. He probably knows that 4th place is absolutely safe, so he's going to take it as a bit of a parade lap. I'm not entirely sure, but I think that might be Isaac's highest finish in the series as well.
I think it might be too.
I'm sure Dean will be eagerly beaving away at the championship standings as soon as it crosses the finish line, so we'll have a little break. Come back, see if any drivers jump in for an interview, take you through the standings, moving into what will be 2 rounds to go. But yeah, so we just missed Brenton coming across the line to take the final podium position. Congrats to him, great drive, got the strategy perfect. He'll be delighted with that. Hopefully Brenton will be joining us.
I'd say he will be.
Right, we'll be back in just a couple of minutes, just post-race interviews and recap.
Take your hobby to the next level with a quality racing rig that works great with a PS3, Xbox 360, and a PC. The GT Omega Racing Simulator is compatible with a wide range of steering wheels including Logitech, Fanatec, Thrustmaster, and more. The GT Omega is available now worldwide by going to www.gtomegaracing.com.
Welcome back to ARL-TV. Alex Simpson, Mark Noble here. Round 10 ARL-TV V8 Supercar Series. Pretty, I'm not sure I would say an exciting race, Mark, there. Long periods where not much going on the track, but those final few laps, strategies did certainly come into play, spiced it up just a little bit, so was worth waiting for, at least for that part. So Mark might have disappeared just for a second. Didn't return from his toilet break fast enough. Oh, here he is.
Sorry, mate. Yeah, no, it was a good couple of little battles there at the end there.
I think we always expected there to be quite a gap in this race, perhaps a little couple of clusters, but a few retirees earlier on perhaps put pay to that. But yeah, great to see strategy spicing it up at the end there. Just looking at the final standings, Kurt Stenberg does take the victory. Will Dodd in second place. Brendan O'Brien does indeed take career high third. Isaac De Figueiredo in fourth. Andre fell back to fifth, had the chance for third. Jamie Eaton in sixth. Niels Jordan in seventh. Weehan Chan in eighth. Jake finished ninth, did return back to the circuit. Mark Warmington in 10th position. Let's just drag up our race winner today. Absolute dominant performance from Kurt. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks guys. Not very often that I get to stand on this top step of the podium, so always good.
Yeah, I mean, just tell us a little bit about the race. I mean, long race today. One of the couple of endurance races that we've got. I mean, you're out there pretty much on your own after you got past your teammate quite quickly. I mean, it must be hard to keep your concentration going for that sort of period of time when there's not much going on.
Yeah, definitely. I was saving fuel for most of that race as well, so got to lift off early, because if you're not thinking about lifting off, you look down and you're almost out of fuel. So yeah, and trying to keep decent pace as well without making any mistakes. Not easy out there, so quite a long race.
Yeah, obviously it seemed like it was a bit of a toss-up between going for an aggressive 4-stop strategy today and just trying to save the fuel and going for the 3. I guess the 3 made way more sense with the pit lane here at Road America being so long.
Yeah, I worked it out that you'd need to save, with the 45 litre tank, you'd only be able to take 180, and burning 4.7 litres a lap, you needed 188, so I had to save 8 litres from going flat out, so that's 2 litres per stint, so it's not a lot of fuel that needs to be saved, really.
Just having a quick look at the championship standings before this race as well. Obviously yourself well and truly firmly cemented in second place. Great for the team as well, 1-2. I mean, just sort of tell us about the season so far, and is that what you basically hoped for?
Well, I hoped for a top 5, but ANZ haven't been around doing all the races, so yeah, second has been great, so I'm happy to get second, 1-2 for the team and the team's champ, so that's, yeah, been very good.
Obviously with drop rounds taken into consideration, you will obviously close up still nonetheless to Tobias, who perhaps is just a little bit out of reach, but yeah, maybe put the scare up him the last few rounds of the season. Give him something to think about, eh?
Yeah, I'll be trying, but he's a bit of a freak. He's got a fair bit more pace than me, but yeah, he's won quite a few races, but winning a race helps get the points back on him, so yeah, we'll see what we can do.
Well, even with the drop rounds in play at the moment, you're only, well, you're under 50 points behind, so you're not that far behind at all.
Oh, okay. It's still hard to find 50 points, even if he comes second, so...
Well, you have to consider most of his races probably not going to count now as well, because they're all wins. So...
That's what happens when you win, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, well done today, and yeah, hopefully we'll see you on track next week.
Yeah, thanks guys. I'll be there next week for sure.
Just before you go, anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, I'll shout out to Tobias for the setup, even though he's not here tonight. Busy, and yeah, shout out to Powerbond and Daycar, and also to the team boss Ryan Day, who I believe is watching it. So, yeah.
Well done again, mate. See you next week. Enjoy your weekend.
Thanks, guys.
Well done, mate.
Alright. Let's grab Jake up. Perhaps not the race you were looking for today, mate. Looked like you had to save a bit more fuel than you were anticipating in that second and third stint, and then the car just got away from you and into the wall.
Yeah. It was just a troublesome race for me. I was really struggling to make the necessary 11 laps or 10 laps or whatever it was to get the car home to make sure you could do it on a 3-stop. I was just couldn't get it home, and then I ended up conserving so much in the second stint that I made up a lap. So I did actually 11 laps on the 45 litres, which was what I wanted to do, but that put me 50 seconds behind Stenny, so that was pretty much my race over, and at that point I just thought it's not really much point anymore and just watch Stenny cruise home and win. So I'm still very happy for him. A little disappointing I couldn't finish, but still very happy.
You got yourself had yourself a little bit of fun, I thought, perhaps at the end there, come back out, so mixed it up.
Yeah, sure did. I actually came back out, to be honest, because we thought Stenny was going to be a bit short and he might need a bit of a help home. That's actually why I came out, but he just made it. He ran out coming up the hill, so...
Ah, and we thought perhaps he slowed down just to let people unlap themselves and continue their little battle that they had going on there, but the truth is he was low on gas. Interesting.
Yeah, he was close. He pushed it in that last stint and only just made it home, but he's very good in his fuel. Very good. I found he could drive away from me on pace in that first and second stint and he'd still end up with more fuel than me, so he's got some secret.
Yeah, as we've seen in this series many times, the fuel saving definitely seems a bit like a dark art, and once you get it mastered it can pay so many dividends towards the end of the races.
Yeah, sure can. Had I have maybe been closer to Stenny, it would have paid off a bit, but it was I just lost too much time saving. But hopefully we'll go to Okayama next round and hopefully won't have to suffer so badly from that sort of thing. But it was good fun regardless.
Yeah, Okayama been a fantastic race from seasons past. I just remember some fantastic battles there and some fuel saving ones as well. So I just remember one particular one with I think it was former champion Chris Lucky as well, saving fuel and coming under pressure on the last lap. So yeah, maybe more of the same, but maybe not.
Yeah, I'm happy to fuel save. It adds a new element to the fun of it, but just tonight was too much for me. So hopefully, if we do have to fuel save next round, it's not as critical.
Well, unlucky today, mate, but we'll look forward to seeing you back at Okayama and go enjoy the rest of your weekend.
You too, guys. Thank you.
Cheers, Jake.
Choose me.
Sorry, Brenton, I did grab you in mid-conversation. Gonna get you up as you are our final podium position finisher. That must be a career high for you. We were talking about it throughout the race. Must be ecstatic for that.
Say it again. Podium. Never happened before. Really happy. I know it was only small numbers, yeah, but I am stoked with that result. Really happy.
Yeah, there was still
That is my best result.
Still some good drivers out there, and you played it well with the strategy. You know, it looked like you're going to come under crazy amounts of pressure those last couple of laps, but Andre just overcooked it in that on that final straight. Thought perhaps he might have had a look, but you braked late yourself. Car looked like it was squirreling behind Kurt and all sorts. So yeah, great race.
Yeah, it was, and old mate behind me, Andre, he would have had more fuel than me. I was running stupidly low, so I had to make up for it there, and then throwing Kurt into there with the blue flags flapping away. Nah, it was good. I was really happy with third. I love fuel saving races because you got to think about. I know there's going to be some say no, don't do it, but it's like Formula 1. Someone said it mid race. You got to fuel save, raise to the numbers. Like I had to suck it up and let Niels pass and Jamie pass in the first stint, and then just kept the arrow on their numbers after that. It's fantastic. I love it.
Yeah, and paid dividends at the end. So third place, like we say, career high, podium finish. Congratulations, mate. Off to Okayama next. How's the team looking for that?
No, they'll be alright. They go alright there. They should be all back next week, hopefully. School holidays here in Queensland, so we've lost a few this weekend. No, we should be alright. It's not a track I favour at all, but hopefully we'll have Ian McPherson and Lance Perkins back in their Demidov Birdo's mobile car wash cars, and hopefully we can maintain fourth on the team's ladder.
Yeah. Congratulations, mate, and yeah, I'll catch you in a bit, hopefully.
Yeah, mate, I'll see you in the Asian races shortly.
Cool. Thanks, buddy. See you there.
Cheers, mate.
Right, last but not least, we've got Wee Han Chan, who's going to join us. Congratulations on 8th place today. I think you got yourself a microphone this week.
Yeah, finally a mic.
Yeah, nice to be able to speak to you as well. I know the first time we tried to have an interview was via text. So, yeah, just tell us a little bit about your race today. I mean, you must be delighted with an 8th place finish, kept yourself out of trouble.
Yeah, it was a good race. Although I finished I had like few incidents and stuff. Just managed top 10 at least. Yeah, single digit.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we were talking throughout the race actually how much you've improved over the course of the season. You know, joined Blue Flag Racing. Those guys helping you a lot with this car, just learning the basics and getting up to speed.
Thanks. Those guys are really good. You know, like they help me a lot. Yeah.
And I mean, are you planning on running this championship next season as well?
Didn't do it like every year.
Okay, great. Well, hopefully we can see you just keep improving in the car. Just as we saw you having some heavy braking moment going into turn 5, just on the replay. But yeah, it's nice to see you sticking with it as well. I mean, a lot of drivers in this series have started off sort of where you were and slowly progressed, and you know, up there fighting sort of top end of the sort of mid-table as well. So yeah, it'd be great to see you stick with it and watch your progress throughout the coming seasons.
Thank you.
What obviously you do the Sim Racers Asia series as well, I believe. So how are you looking for Suzuka?
I don't think I'll be doing it much actually. Not for this season actually.
That's a shame.
Perhaps next season. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, we'll miss you there, but Okayama next week. How you thinking that one's going to play out for you?
I think it will be good. I mean, I tried a bit of it before last time. I did rather well.
It seems to be a track that people sort of gel with, even from like the rookie days. You either love it or you hate it, Okayama. So, just the longer version, just spice it up a bit.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Cool, well thank you very much for joining us up here. Anyone you want to give a quick shout out before I let you go?
I'd like to give a shout out to my team for helping me this season. They're very good. Yeah, help me out a lot, setups and stuff like that.
Great, thanks very much, mate. We'll see you next week then for Okayama.
Alright, thank you. See you next week.
Cheers. Right, Rian Chan there, Blue Flag Racing, picked up career high 8th position. Seems like the whole grid today turned up, got themselves a whole chunk of points. Dean has updated the table for us, so I can just sort of give a little bit of a recap where everybody stands at the moment. Let's just quickly bring that up. Mark Warmington still holds on to his 3rd place quite comfortably. Nils Jordan moves up into 4th position after that one as well. Jared Thistle losing 3 spots, obviously not turned up today. So yeah, the battle truly on between him and Brenton O'Brien though. Just looking at the points, 13 points separate those guys, 4th and 5th in the championship. So those final 2 rounds sure going to be a battle between them. Isaac maintains his 6th position, but does close the gap as well. So only sort of 23 points behind. Could easily be in for a shout for a 4th place finish. Will Dodd jumped up to 8th place as well. Obviously massive points can be gained from Will because he's still got a final full point race to score, so he could well find himself up and in the fight for that 4th position as well. Aaron Hamilton unfortunately couldn't capitalise today, but again still got a couple of full point scoring races to come into play. So this championship by no means over and done with, Mark.
Nah, all we need, or all I need, is Will to have some more podiums, mate. I'll be happy.
Yeah, absolutely. It's shame Will didn't come and join us actually, but we'll chat to him off air later and see how happy he is with that.
Yeah, he's a bit of a shy lad.
Right, well thank you everybody for tuning in. This has been round 10 of the ARL-V8 SuperCar series. Don't go anywhere because we'll be back in about half an hour's time for the Sim Racers Asia series at Suzuka. The GT3 cars of the rough track and the McLaren MP412C. That championship is ridiculously close as well. So that should be a particularly good race, I would think, this week. Just give a quick shout out and thanks to the sponsors again: GTOmegaRacing.com, LeoBodner.com, SimGarage.com. Thanks for all the support they give us throughout the year. I think we'll be adding Kimmy's Royal Fencing back to that drop down list as well in the near future. Thank you, Mark. Probably not announced yet, but you guys are coming on to our academy program as well.
Yeah, looking forward to it, mate, yeah.
And just for everybody, don't forget to follow us on social media at Apex Racing TV for Twitter and ARLTV for Facebook. Mark, thank you very much for joining me in the commentary box. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, pleasure, mate. Thanks for having us.
And I'm not sure if Luke's back next week for Okayama or not. We'll have to have a little chat with him, but certainly be Luke, as I'm in the World Championship race here at Road America. So yeah, gonna be a tricky one, but hopefully we'll get some sort of post-race footage up there or something like that for the V8s. But certainly we'll be back for the final round of the season anyway. Right, thank you everybody tuning in. I've been Alex Simpson, joined by Mark Noble. We'll see you in a couple of weeks' time for the V8s regardless, but about half an hour for GT3 series. Thanks for tuning in.